Hey there, Mercedes here from PrettyWebz.com, and today I'm going to teach you how to make 3 different gold textures in Photoshop. The first one we're going to make is the gold foil texture. The second will be a gold speck, and the third one is going to be a gold nugget. This is more of a gold texture. I'm going to show you how to create all of these from scratch. That way, if you need to modify it or change it in any way, you'll understand how to do it. And these will become extremely valuable assets for you when creating social media posts, blog posts, feature images, really anything, any digital media. You can also print these, and I'll show you the settings to do that as well. So with that, let's get started. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is create a new document. The dimensions for this document are going to be 1200 width by 1200 height. Our resolution is going to be 72. We're going to be working in RGB mode at 8-bit, and we're going to use a white background. So you can go ahead and create that. Now, if you're going to be doing anything for print, typically you'll check with the printer that you're going to be using to see what settings that they use, but for your resolution, the standard is usually 300 resolution, and your color mode for print is usually a CMYK. So you can change that here and just click on create. For this one, we're creating this for digital. Anything that's going to be viewed on screen, 72 pixels per inch is more than enough. So now that we have our blank canvas here, I'm going to go ahead and add another layer. So I'm going to come down here to the bottom and then just click on this little icon here, and I'm going to hide my background layer. You can also add another layer by coming up here to layer and then clicking new layer. Okay, with this, I have a couple of colors that I'm going to be using. I have a shadow color and a highlight color. You can use this with any colors and get a similar effect. You can use a brighter yellow, darker. It doesn't matter as long as you have the light and the dark, and it's going to simulate gold, so you want something with the yellow tone. So for our project, we're going to be using these specific colors. This is going to be our highlight color, FFC 686, and you can pause the video to get a better look at these or to write them down. And our shadow color is going to be AA 8545. Okay, so with our blank canvas, we're going to come up to filter, render, and clouds. That's going to give us this watercolor look here. We're going to be doing the same thing. This is going to be the base of every single gold texture that we're going to make. So all 3 of the gold textures are going to have this same base. The first one that we're going to do is the gold nugget texture. So with this base, we're going to go up to filter gallery, and I already have the settings for this gold nugget texture here, and we're going to go to sketch, and we already have this bas relief selected, which is why we already have the gold nugget texture here. I already have my settings, and you can move these and change this as much as you like. I find that keeping the smoothness down gives you a much more defined, nice texture, whereas when you move it, of course, you're gonna get a smoother texture. So we want something more rugged, so we're gonna keep it down low at 2, and we want our detail to be really high, so we'll keep that at 14, and then click OK. And you have your first texture. This is the gold nugget texture. We zoom in a little bit, you can see some of the detail in this, and it does look like a gold nugget rugged look. Okay, so let me zoom back out and bring that here, and then we're going to start on the second texture. So I'll come back down here, create a new layer, and I'm going to hide our gold nugget texture. Okay, so again, for this one, we're going to be doing the gold foil texture. We're going to start with the same base. We have our highlight and our shadow colors. We're going to go into filter, render clouds, and then we'll go in again to filter, back to the filter gallery. Okay, so this time, instead of using the sketch folder, we're going to go into distort, and we're going to use glass, and we'll change the settings here for the glass. Our distortion is going to be at 20, and you can move the slider around and kind of play with this to get exactly what you want. This is what looked best for me, so we're gonna keep the distortion at 20, and then we'll come to smoothing and bring that way down. You can move the slider just to get an idea of what you prefer. For me, I think a smoothness of 2 is a really good setting for a foil-like texture. And then we'll bring our scaling way up to 200. And there you go, you've got a, click OK, and you've got a gold foil texture. That looks really beautiful. Okay, so let's bring that back up here. We're gonna add a new layer, hide the foil texture, and in this new layer I'm gonna show you how to make a speckled gold. This one has a whole bunch of detail and a lot of texture in it, so if you need something for more defined smaller areas, this is going to be a great option for you. So again, with our 2 shadow and highlight colors set, we're going to go to filter, render, and clouds. Like I said before, you're going to have the same base for all of the gold textures. Okay, so before we go back into the filter gallery, we're gonna add some noise to this. So we'll add noise, and our noise level is gonna be at 20%. We're gonna bump that up quite a bit. We're gonna use a Gaussian blur, and we're gonna make sure to check off monochromatic. So you're gonna get this nice glittery texture, which looks really nice all on its own, but we're going to use it to create something a little bit different. So we'll click on OK. Now we're going to go in to filter gallery, and we're going to use this glass filter again. I know it looks just like glitter at this point, so we're going to change the distortion levels here. Distortion is going to be at 17. Our smoothness is going to be at 15, and then we'll bring the scaling down just a little bit to 176 is good. So now we have something between gold and glitter that's going to look great in smaller details on your projects. So we'll click OK, and there you have it. That's your 3rd gold texture. Before we finish here, I do want to show you how to change the coloring on these. And we're going to come back into our adjustments here at the bottom, and we're going to choose a hue and saturation. Now to create silver, all we have to do is change the saturation. Just take it all the way down, and you essentially changed it to silver. So now you have a silver foil. And if you want to get a rose gold, maybe take the saturation down just a touch, and then move the slider over until you achieve the rose hue that you want on your foil. Now if you want another color, you can kind of just move this hue around a little bit, and you can easily get other metallic colors as well. So I really like this color, and I want to go ahead and save this as an asset for myself so I can use it later on. And it's really easy to do that. All you have to do is come up to File, Export, and I like to use Save for Web. So, and you have all of your options here. I'm gonna choose high resolution JPEG. It's a smaller file size. It's going to be saved at 1200 by 1200 pixels. So we'll just click save. I am going to save it to my desktop, which I've already saved a copy of it, but I'll replace that just so that you can see it. And I'm going to bring this down, and here's my image. So now you have a background image that you can use anywhere you need it. Now that was super fast, just super easy. So it's something that you can definitely do if you do have a copy of Photoshop, and you can add this to your design assets, change it up, do whatever you like with it, because you do know how to make it from scratch. So the sky's the limit really with what you can do and the way you can adapt these looks. By the way, if you want any of these textures, I'm going to go ahead and upload those to my website, so you can grab those at PrettyWebz.com. I'll put the link to the exact blog post that it's going to be on here in the video, and you can grab those there. Now, if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more design tips for business owners. And don't forget to head over to my website at PrettyWebz.com for even more tips, resources, and free graphics. Until next time, thanks for watching.